And we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast. And for the third part of the show, we are going to now talk about Shohei Ohtani and some of the updates regarding him. So I just want to pull up the odds of him, his current odds of signing with some of the teams. So just give me 1 second here. So I pull that up. So this is courtesy of LegalSports.com. So these are the odds. This was came out recently. So right now the Dodgers have the best odds to sign him. Then you got the Blue Jays, and then the Cubs at plus 700. Let me just pull up the whole thing on my phone because I wasn't able to fit all the teams. But yeah, so you got the Dodgers at minus 100. Then you got the Blue Jays at plus 115. The Cubs at plus 700. Braves at plus 750, Giants at plus 800, Angels plus 1,300, the Red Sox are at plus 1,500, Phillies are at plus 1,500, Padres are at plus 1,500, Yankees are at plus 2,000, Mets are at plus 2,200, Mariners 2,500. So they got like their odds are like so like low. I thought they would be. I guess I guess they really don't have a chance. I don't know. And then any other team is plus 115. So yeah, the Dodgers look like the favorites. I mean, the thing that I keep seeing is the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have kind of been gaining some momentum here, at least, from what I've seen. I mean, I think the Blue Jays, based off of what the Yankees did, they are going to really make a push at trying to get Ohtani. And what's going to come along with that is they're going to have to, trade some of their core guys like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or Bo Bichette. So as of 2 hours ago, at least MLB trade rumors posted, Shohei Ohtani decision reportedly imminent. Sorry. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, The Blue Jays, and also John Morosi, he tweeted, a decision is imminent, possibly as early as today. So, I mean, we'll see. Like, do the Blue Jays have a really good chance to get him? I mean, I guess. I mean, and I think the Blue Jays, again, based off of what the Yankees have done getting Soto, I mean, the Blue Jays are going to want to maybe match that, and sign Ohtani. What's interesting to me is just, like, what the contract's going to be and how the contract is going to play out, because Ohtani's not going to pitch. And we talked about this last week. And if he gets hurt again, the contract's going to look really bad. And Ohtani is still, like, even with him not pitching, I mean, he's going to, be a great hitter, as long as he stays, healthy. It's tough. It's a tough call because you give him that contract, it could definitely blow up in your face. It really can. But with a player like him, you take the risk. Like, he's one of those very few players where you would take the risk and say, you know what, I'm just going to do this, and, if it hurts me in the long run, I'm going to have to deal with it. But, I'm curious to see how it plays out and where he ends up, and the Dodgers kind of leaning towards them maybe getting him just because, they've dumped a lot of payroll, and, Ohtani, you're still on the West Coast. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping he doesn't end up with the Blue Jays, just because I don't want him playing in the same division as the Yankees. But if that happens, I mean, maybe the Blue Jays could trade us, Vlad and Bichette. May have Bichette play third base for us, instead of LeMahieu. Well, Vlad said he would never sign with the Yankees, so... yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think for me, I'm surprised how the Mariners were that low. Because, I don't know, I felt like, they could have been a potential suitor. But right now it seems like it's either going to be the Blue Jays or the Dodgers. And I'm hoping it's the Dodgers. And, I mean, it's going to, stink for a lot of the teams in the National League, just because, you're going to have to deal with Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman all in the same lineup if that does happen. And, but if he goes to the Blue Jays, I mean, they're going to have to get rid of some people. So, I mean, I don't know what – I mean, like I said, I was reading that they could get rid of Bichette and Vlad if they get Ohtani, but I don't know. It remains to be seen what is going to happen. But whoever he signs to, I mean, that's just going to be the topic of conversation. And it's again, there's a lot of unknowns. When he comes back and pitches, could he get hurt again? I mean, again, it's the second Tommy John surgery. So who knows how long he's going to pitch for? But if a team really wants him, and they got the money to pay him, I mean, they're going to do it. I mean, for me, I'm happy with what the Yankees did in getting Soto. I mean, eventually they're going to have the conversation of trying to, keep him. But I'd rather them have done what they did with trading for Soto than, signing. Well, you got Stanton at DH, so it wasn't really going to work out. But for a team that's trying to get Ohtani, I mean, again, it's a really tough call, because you could really hurt your team too if he ends up not panning out and he ends up being just your DH, because he doesn't play the field. Now, I think he did play the outfield a little bit, but especially the game I went to when he didn't make it out of the first inning at Yankee Stadium a couple years ago. They just took him out of the game completely. He didn't even hit. They didn't even put him in the field. And I was surprised by that, because I thought, they're just going to stick him out in right field. No, they didn't even do that, the Angels. So, I think, though, Ohtani going somewhere else, I mean, I think the Angels should – I know they said there's no chance, but I think they should trade Mike Trout. Because, the team's not going anywhere. I think you got to rebuild, because you're about to lose. And, it was kind of a mistake to hold on to Ohtani, because, the team flamed out after the trade deadline. You made all these trades, and it just it really did not pan out for them. And now they're going to lose Ohtani for nothing. They're going to get nothing out of it. And Mike Trout, I know he signed that contract to stay with the Angels, but, it's not looking good right now for him. So, I think if the Angels were smart, maybe you trade, Mike Trout, get something out of him, and try to build for the future, I guess, because the Angels are not going to do anything next year. They're not. They didn't do anything with Trout and Ohtani. But it's something that we just got to keep an eye on, because, listen, if a decision is made and I haven't, and it's not too late, then I come out with the short and give you my thoughts on what Ohtani has done. But I don't know. I mean, all I'm seeing I'm just looking at Twitter now. It's really just all I'm seeing is just Blue Jays and Dodgers stuff. But maybe he shocks the world and goes back to the Angels. I really hope he doesn't. But I think that's really what's going to come down to. It's a big decision. But it's unfortunate that the New York teams, it's not going to happen for them. It doesn't look like. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what the Mets are going to do. I mean, I guess they just, I guess the following year is going to be when they really go for it, maybe? I really don't know. I don't know what the Mets are doing. Because now, no Ohtani, most likely. No Soto. Well, you could sign Soto in the offseason. They could, throw a lot of money at him. But you got to worry about Pete Alonso too, trying to bring him back on an extension. So they got a lot on their plate. Trying to fix up their rotation. But yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, all I see on Twitter is his decision is imminent. So, whether that means today, tomorrow, the next day, it's coming very soon. And when it does, of course, I'll give you my thoughts. Hopefully, like I said, he goes to the National League, he plays for the Dodgers, and we only see him once unless we play him in the World Series if they get there, my team. But that's what I'm hoping. I mean, if he goes to the AL East, I mean, it's just going to be a headache to have to deal with. But, I mean, it'll make things fun. I mean, you got Soto, Ohtani. I mean, of course, everybody, making a big deal when, Judge and Ohtani would play each other, at least at the stadium last year. Like that, yeah, that's fun to think about, but, not when, that it's going to be against a team that you're going to be fighting for the division with. But dominoes are starting to fall, so it's only going to continue. And, and again, it gives us stuff to talk about because, I mean, there's a couple of weeks. I mean, listen, I'm only doing the baseball show every Friday. But, there's, at points there's not a lot of stuff going on. And now we're seeing trades and signings, so now there's at least things to to cover. But I mean, a couple weeks ago it's like, all right, well, just gotta wait. And here's these rumors and all that, but some of the rumors came true. I mean, listen, Juan Soto is a Yankee, and let's see where Ohtani ends up. Yamamoto, Bellinger, a bunch of other free agents still. I mean, I was watching a Hot Stove before streaming the football show today, and they showed a lot of the players that are still available. Obviously not superstar names, but some guys on there could definitely help a team out. So it's going to continue. But we await Shohei Ohtani's decision because it's going to impact a lot of other decisions as well, and just hoping that he, like I said, he does not sign with the Blue Jays. He signs with another team, preferably in the National League, so my Met fan friends can deal with him. Yeah. That's pretty much it with when talking about Shohei Ohtani. Let me know what you guys think. Where does he end up? Does he go with the Blue Jays? Does he go and sign with the Dodgers? Does he sign with another team? Let me know what you guys think. In the next segment, obviously talking about Soto getting traded to the Yankees, I was looking at what other topics I could talk about today, and one of them that I thought was interesting was something that MLB posted, and it was, past, blockbuster deals that were done, before the season, in the off season, and I just thought it was interesting because a lot of them happened since I started watching baseball, so it'd be kind of cool to revisit some of those and talk about them. I thought that'd be an interesting thing to cover, to conclude the show. So that is what we will do when we come back from our final break of the show already. We're almost done, which is, again, these shows just fly by. So, with that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast.